Hi all, welcome to another video of BERKPerformance, and in this video we will show you why this customer brought his car all the way from Slovenia to our shop. So first of all, this car had already been tuned by someone, which I don't know. I don't know where the car was tuned, I don't know what kind of details, but that's not the moral of the story. The car was not sounding great, it had some kind of exhaust fitted to it. The valve was not opening properly. He just wanted us to make a solid stage 1 without the OPF, with the intercoolers upgraded, good software for both the ECU and the TCU, so the transmission, and that's exactly what we did with this vehicle. These are the upgrade Wagner tuning charge coolers, which make a significant effect on the performance of this vehicle. We changed the exhaust already, so there was a exhaust system fitted to the vehicle of which the owner was not very happy, so we fitted the Miltech solution to the vehicle. We left the primary and the secondary catalysts in its place, so those are not removed. Now we are going to upgrade with these charge coolers. You can also check the other M5 video that we put online, where you can see what kind of results these will lead into. So yeah, let's get cracking. So let's get to the dyno results. I think I'm going to make like a little wall here with a, I don't know, something that I could put on the wall, which you would like. I don't know, just tell me if you have any suggestions. But in the meantime, let's get to the dyno results. The green line, it's the original line. The car was doing approximately 780 Newton meters of torque and 640-ish horsepower. Stock, which makes sense. The OPF is also removed and the intercoolers are upgraded, of course, but this is like the usual number that we get on these vehicles. I think it's like 15 horsepower more than what we normally get. But other than that, perfectly straight, really linear power curve that BMW manages themselves as well. It has a little dip here, as you can see, at the top RPM. But yeah, we managed to get rid of that. So I made two setups for this car. It doesn't have map switching because it's a V8 with multiple ECUs. But I made two maps just to see, like, okay, what can the car do and what is good to deliver the car to the client. Because as I said, this car is coming from Slovenia. They have good fuel. I mean, they have 100 RON fueling in Slovenia. But it's not near me, so I rather have something that's a little bit more safe than being too aggressive on the mapping. And also the owner, he told me, like, you know, you can do whatever you want, whatever you think is fine, just do that one. So that's exactly what I did. I'll show you the power number first. So with the stock downpipes still in place, as you can see, I am limiting the torque quite heavily. That's what I always do on this platform. Limiting the torque at low RPM, it's a little bit higher, like 860 Newton meters. And when you go up in the RPM, it touches 930 Newton meters of torque at peak. And peak power is achieved at the red line, like 762 horsepower, which is a lot. I mean, it still has the downpipes in place. We can easily hit 800 horsepower when we are changing the downpipes, but these are really good power numbers, and still it's safe to run the 760 horsepower in my opinion. But yeah, we made a little softer map as well, as you can see here. That's the other line, so it's not that much softer. I mean, the lines are identical, so the curvature of the lines are identical. It's putting out 910 Newton meters of torque and peak power 745 horsepower, which is still good, but with a little extra reserve in the timing and everything. Just more safety. I mean, the less power you have, the more safety you will automatically gain. That's always how it is when you're custom calibrating a vehicle. Because it's also possible to have 700 horsepower from a car, which is not running safe as well. But that's due to the calibration. But when we are tuning a car and the calibration is good, the less power you have, the more safe it will be for your vehicle. And I think in the end, like, it fits the drivability purpose of the vehicle. It's an M5, so it's made for linear power delivery with this still turbocharged torquey engine. But yeah, I think it's an amazing result, and this would just feel amazingly fast and stable on the road as well. This is the first time that I'm trying this car on the road, by the way. The sound is awesome. Today we are in a customer's vehicle again, the BMW M5 F90 Competition LCI. It's a 2022 or 2023 model year BMW M5. And our beloved customer decided to transport his car all the way from Slovenia to our shop. And I absolutely respect that. So thank you so much for your trust, and thank you so much that you did. We already tuned his BMW M3 G80 before, and apparently it was so good that he decided to bring his M5 as well. He just bought this one. He was like, yeah, I want to buy an M5, and this one just looks really good. And I do think it's a very neat looking car with the matte exterior and the brownish interior. It looks absolutely gorgeous. Just a plain good looking M5. Not too much hassle, just a really good cool car. And it has the clickers. Lap, pop. And I already gave you my opinion in another video about that, which you can see in the link above. So you can tell me what you think about that. But I like the steering wheel, by the way. It's a different kind of steering wheel. It's not round, it has a flat bottom, but it's not completely round. It has all kind of edges, and that's cool. I mean, it looks refreshing, it looks new. So I do like it. Oh, there is something about these M5s. The M5 chassis, or the M5 itself, it's really strange to say this, but in some way it feels more pointy than a G80 sometimes. I don't know how it is, but this car is not on ceramic brakes as far as I know. Did you see ceramic brakes on this one, Oleg? No, right? I don't think so. And it just feels so light-footed. This is really good. But yeah, moreover, we fitted... Oh! Yeah, this is a good car. This is a good car. So what we did to this car, this is a stage 1.5 plus, I would say, because it's, in a sense, it's a stage 1. But in Europe we have the OPFs, so we removed the OPF. That's why we call it the stage 1.5. And the plus is for the charge coolers that have been upgraded with the Wagner ones, and they just provide so much better cooler air to the vehicle, to the engine, that the IATs, so the intake air temperatures, keep staying low, especially with these V8s. When you tune them, they heat soak quite easily, and when you just do that upgrade, it just will not, and it will just keep pulling and pulling. This is it is really fast. Do you like the power delivery, Oleg? Yeah. So it is really, it's not that torquey, right? I mean, it has a lot of torque, but it's one surge of power, and you can see that in the Dyno graph as well. It just starts and it just goes until the end. And I'm now driving in the soft map, so the soft tuning. I will explain that also in the Dyno session, because we made 2 maps for this car. But yeah, it's more than enough to... I will just put my glasses on because I slept too late last night. But it's more than enough to have around 745 horsepower instead of 770 or 765, just for safety. It's fast enough, and that extra 20 horsepower in the end, it will not give that difference. Oh my god, this car is really damn fast. I like the M5. I think the M5 platform is a really good platform because it has a little bit more comfort than the G80, but also the G80 is not a heavyweight anymore as well. And this M5 generation is still considered light, especially when you're comparing it to the G90 M5. This is just a lightweight car. So we can say this is also, or the M3 is a baby M5, or the M5 of this generation is like a heavier, not a heavier, a bigger G80 M3, you can call it. And it's a great platform. The comfort, the seats are especially bigger than you get in the G80. So the standard seats are always a little bit wider and bigger in the 5 Series platform compared to the 3 Series. It doesn't matter if you have the normal seats or the bucket seats, they're just smaller in the G80 platform, and they just sit absolutely great. They have good support and you have a lot of room in the car. But yeah, that's like maybe not for everyone relevant. The sound is really great. We did not fit our secondary cat delete pipes on this car because I just did not have them in stock. Otherwise, we could have opted to install them as well. It will be even a little bit more loud. But I think the sound is just... it's a really good sound. The sound is good, the pull is good, the charge coolers that just give you that feeling of solidness. So sometimes you do some kind of upgrade to a car in which you think like, yeah, you just don't know it. Believe me, you will notice it because the power will give you more, but it gives you some security or something like that. Like, hey, I've done this upgrade to the car and I just know it will be absolutely awesome. And that's exactly this configuration, what we did in here. So it's doing a proper job. Normally Oleg gets a little bit nauseous when I'm driving, but now when I'm talking to the camera and driving like this, I'm the one who's getting a little bit nauseous. Yeah, I think I already measured another M5 with the same configuration and it was doing 5.1 or 5.06, the 100 to 200. 100. 200. Let's say this car does 5.5 seconds. That's pretty damn solid and fast for a stage 1 solution. But other than those figures and the power figures, it's just a very good driving machine, which is tuned to absolute perfection. Also, in the previous video, well, the video that we filmed yesterday, it was a 540i stage 3 with the 400,000 kilometers on the clock. I was saying like, hey, it's as fast as an M5 and blah, blah, blah. Yes, until you tune the M5. Until you tune the M5, then you're faster. Obviously, they are just different cars. I mean, the pricing category is completely different. The driving is different, the suspension is different, the handling is different, the engine is different. So it's a combination of everything, I would say. Personal taste, I don't know what to pick, to be honest, because that's also the reason why I'm driving a G80 instead of the M5 or the 5 Series platform. I like them a little bit smaller, but the M5 is a really... I think the M5 is a better choice than the G80 if you want to have a little bit more space and a little bit more comfort, to be honest. Look, there's my G80. It's standing there. Cool, huh? It's dirty as hell. Why I did not wash my car. So yeah, great car. Again, thank you for letting us tune your vehicle. I would say thank you all very much for watching. And I hope you will see a transformed BERKPerformance after my holidays. Take care. See you.